Alright, hello guys. Today I'm going to be giving a brief review of this new Monster Hunter game that came out, Monster Hunter Wilds. I've been playing it quite a bit recently. Me and my friends have gotten into it pretty heavily. It's a pretty neat little game, so I'll just be giving my honest thoughts on it, and showing you some gameplay. But basically, the game is more or less exactly what it sounds like. You're a monster hunter and you fight, big monsters and stuff. If you've liked any of the other games in the series, you'll probably like this one. This one's pretty good. I've played two other ones at this point. There's quite a few of them, 6 or 7. Um, but yeah, it's quite similar to the older ones. When it comes to story, the story's okay, but you don't really play these games for the stories. I will say right now that the performance is rough on PC. Like, absolutely, like, honestly, it's kind of shit. I know if you play on like Xbox or PlayStation, a lot of these issues you're not gonna have. That's probably one of the worst parts of the game is the optimization. Honestly, let's look at the settings here. I don't. Yeah, like I have like 8 gigs on my GPU, and I'm only using 6.20, and it gave me a warning. That's usually not how that goes. I've actually never even had that pop up, so it could be something with the recording software. But even changing any of these settings, like right now I'm on high, which is, well, the highest, but even if I lowered them to low, it really wouldn't affect anything. So, yeah, don't even have ray tracing on, or the highest high-res texture pack downloader. That's why some of the textures are weird. The game is also plagued by god-awful pop-ins. I'll point them out if I see any. I'm just gonna throw on like a mission real quick. Let me switch to different loadout.
I heard from the others. Yes. Goodbye.
Okay. Yeah. Anyways, like I was saying, other than the optimization, the game is pretty solid. Like I'm using a fairly good PC too, and it's just rough. But you won't have those issues playing on console. The story, like I said, it's okay. It's passable. The gameplay is where it really shines. You have like 16 different weapon types, each one with their own unique playstyle and combos that you gotta build into. I'll throw a quick mission up here just to show you the hang of it. See how it runs. Hopefully it runs fairly good while recording. I don't really have like an insane amount of issues on PC when I'm not recording, so I don't know if like the recording software is taking a huge chunk of resources. It only says it's using like 1% of my CPU. My CPU wouldn't be an issue here. I think it's just the game, honestly. But yeah, you'll probably see a lot of pop-ins. Pop-ins are just something the game is plagued with. You literally can't even fix those, unfortunately.
Commencing quest now. Are you prepared?
No more worrying about it. Sorry.
We've been given more supplies. Check your sacred's pouch.
Jesus Christ. Oh. Alright. Here's one of the end-game monsters. It's like a big dragon with chain whips on its wings. Pretty sick. But this will give you a little brief view of the gameplay. So I'm using the insect glaive, and those numbers, the 1, 2, 3 over there, are my buffs. I'm supposed to keep up the buffs to keep chaining my combos. You get the buffs from like attacking certain parts of the monster. Oh. Typically my frame rate is fairly good, but it's only like 40 right now, and I honestly believe the recording software has something to do with that, but I don't know. I don't use OBS like an insane amount. But I don't see why it would be. So if it doesn't look crazy smooth, it's probably that. Alright, yeah, but with all my buffs up, I'm supposed to be in the air a lot with my weapon, doing combos and stuff. I mounted the monster, knocked it down right there, as you see. Do the little drop down, and then spin. Then reapply the buffs. That's like the whole moveset for this one. Oh, I got knocked down there. I have some randoms in the game right now. One's using the sword and shield. The other's using a hammer, and the other one is also using the same weapon I am, but... and the monsters scale HP depending on how many players you have. That way you can't really steamroll everything if you have like really good gear. Honestly, I don't know why he keeps running. Usually they only run when they get really weak. This one just keeps changing areas, so the gameplay just kind of looks rough, but I promise you, usually it's pretty smooth. Honestly, I would also recommend if you have a controller with the back paddles on it to bind them for this game, because like, for me, I can use all my attacks while charging other attacks, so it flows more smooth. Another thing about the game, all the monsters have breakable pieces, and it stops certain moves of theirs if you break them off. Like, this guy, you can break his chains to where he can't use them. We haven't broken them yet because, as you can see, they're still formed. But they also have their own like moves and phases that they go through when they get weak. I don't know if you'll see it with this guy because we might kill him or capture him before we get through it. But he has like a big red fury move. Each of the monsters typically have something like that. And there's like 40 monsters in the game, so you get a lot of variety. Or actually, might as well just capture it. There's really no difference in this one. And the other ones, capturing it gave you some other stuff. Oh. But in this one, you just pretty much save you some time from eliminating it completely if you have the stuff. Gotta get it to trap itself right here. Okay, yeah, we got it. Then we have one more to get. Like I mentioned earlier, there are a bunch of different weapon types you can use. Like I'm using the one called the Insect Glaive. I mean, it's just like kind of like a spear, and you use the bug to get the buffs. I like it because it gives a lot of mobility. You can jump around in the air. You're able to dodge the attacks a lot. But each of the like 16 types have like a different sort of play style. Like if you use the sword and shield, you got fast moves, but you can parry the attacks too, which can give you a leg up on the monsters. Then you have the dual daggers, which do less damage, but their attacks are really fast. Oh, I lost connection to that. But yeah. And if you don't have something for that, usually you'll get stunned out of your attacks. But my buffs right there that I have, the red, white, and orange one at the top left, it allows me to tank it, more or less.
Good. I made it in time. I'll see you back.
Oh yay, the second one showed up. Oh, there's some of the pop-ins that I was talking about. That was the PlayStation 1 game. Oh. Oh, I got the wrong one. And if you pop the weak glowy points too, you get all your buffs back. It just depends on the weapon. Each one usually does like some special effect with it too. So you gotta try and break those. Oh. god, I'm kind of getting washed right now. Yeah. There's one of the weak spots. Depending on the... You get the weak spots by just targeting the same spots the monsters. Like wings, horns, head. See, you can cut off parts of the monsters too, depending on if you break them. I might be able to get the tail right here. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. My frames just dropped like crazy right there and I have no idea why. God, this other one being in the way is just so irritating. I can't literally see what is going on. Oh, there's 3 here. That's crazy. Oh, I might die. Or not. Let's go. I don't know which one is which. Oh my god. Jesus. Alright. Took way longer than, I expected. But overall, that's like sort of the gist of the gameplay. It looked really rough right there because one, there were so many god-awful little mishaps in it, and I lost connection mid-fight. And the game was just janky. I think the recording software is like messing with my performance a little bit, but I'll just be real, the PC performance of the game is not good. But yeah, that's typically the game. There's quite a few quests. Look at the main story. I ran through this with a friend of mine. We finished it up a couple days ago, and then haven't even finished all the optional ones. There's some lower level ones. But each of let's see. One last thing I'll show is along with like all the weapon sets. Let's see. You got these are all the weapons. This is the one I'm using. The Insect Glaive. Each monster sort of has their own like tree, and then they also have armor, and each of the armor has skills. You kind of combine what you want. Like, let's see. The set I'm using right now gives me this thing called Frenzy, because I'm wearing the set of it, and I have something called Antivirus, where when I recover from it, it gives me higher crit chance. And so typically you want to find a set that works good for you, depending on your weapon set. Like for Insect Glaive, that one's really good because I'm built into crit with it. You just want to find armor that works for you, and then you want to combine it to have good skills, sort of. That's typically what it goes down to. Each of the monsters has their own set. And they do like event quests which add new monsters and stuff. I think the game gets its first free update, which hopefully fixes performance issues for PC sometime in April, so that'll be cool. But yeah, there's all kinds of sets. The game has a lot of content, honestly. It's just plagued by unfortunate performance issues and things. But overall, I would highly recommend the game. The story's whatever, but the gameplay is just too good not to give it a shot. Yeah, I would recommend it. Overall, fun little game. I would recommend the previous game too, Monster Hunter World. It runs marginally better, or way better actually, than this one. But yeah, sorry about the rough gameplay. It probably looked really janky, but again, I feel like it was because of the recording software nuking my frame rate a little bit, and the game is just not optimized well, so apologies in advance. But I would recommend the game.